This is the MLW Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I am your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what is on your mind?
I am going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to say some words that really take me a lot of courage to say out loud and admit to the public. I've pondered even acknowledging this, but I'm here to say on Mind and Meanie for the first time ever out loud in public that I am sick. I am fucking sick.
Do you know what being sick is?
It's the shits.
I can also
It's the shits.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
I can also say that for the first time on the Mind of the Meanie or Foundation Radio or anywhere, I am doing a broadcast with an upper respiratory infection and bronchitis. And,
is that what that is? Is that what you have?
Yeah, I actually had a televisit with my doctor yesterday because full disclosure, my wife's due date is tomorrow, and I haven't been able to miss any time from my shoot job because I'm going to be on leave for a couple months. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go wear a mask and work. I'm in my own office. Like, I don't have to be bothered or anything. And my face, dude, has been like right up here underneath my eyes and like right next to my nose on my left side. I felt like somebody was stabbing me in the face. And my doctor was like, yep, you got this, whatever it is that's going around, and, gave me some amoxicillin. So it's starting to kick it a little bit, man. But holy shit, dude. The past 72 hours have been brutal.
Here's the funny thing. I had my tooth pulled, and they gave me amoxicillin.
Really?
And I've been taking it for like the last 2 weeks, and I just ran out. So it's just like, yeah, I know this is a very interesting conversation for the folks. But
Hey, the Pod Squad's enjoying it. Shout out to the Pod Squad.
Yeah,
thanks for enjoying us again this week.
But it takes me a lot of courage to go, yeah, I'm sick. Because normally I just no-sell it, and Mrs. Meanie will go, you're sick. It's okay to say it. I was like, no, I'm a man, damn it. It's just allergies.
It's just allergies. I saw Bon Jovi.
Yeah. The Jovi.
The Jovi.
But,
We're going to have some new merch dropping at mindofthemeanie.com and prowrestlingtees.com/mindofthemeanie for you to pick up from the episode. But we are doing our deepest bass episode today because we are both sick, and we're going to do our best not to hack into your ears today. But we are at WrestleMania. Yeah, let me try that sentence again because words are hard when you're sick. We are here at WrestleMania weekend, Blue Meanie.
Yes.
And the world is abuzz right now. Little Jimmy Sorensen from Nebraska is live on location with Real Daddy Josh Chernoff. And here's
our roving reporter. Little Jimmy Jimmy Chernoff.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Remix.
Yep.
But James Sorensen, Sorensen level, proud member of the Pod Squad, as many of our Pod Squad members are. He is live in Dallas. I'm very jealous because I wasn't booked, Terry. But no, I had a chance. But I was like, I'm getting to the point where I just don't want to go into an airport anymore. I'm just, hey, do you want to fly somewhere? Hey, I just rather just stay home.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been I go on social media and I'll see like folks like my boy Lynn Storado go, dear so-and-so airlines, I'm missing my second booking because of your delay. I'm reading all these delays and guys missing their bookings, you know, just because the airlines hold you hostage. I mean, it's one of the industries where you give them your money and they can just oversell a flight and oversell their product and cancel it and just make you take a different flight. And it's just like, holy shit, just
Yeah.
so yeah. Yeah, I wish I was in Maine. I wish I was in Texas this weekend, but I flew to Nashville, and I was lucky enough to get home on time. So it's just like, if Dallas was like, a 10-hour drive or something like that, maybe I'd do it, but I'd rather just drive. I figure, here's my logic with traveling, with wrestling. I could, if it's within like 6 or 8 hours, I'll do it, because you figure you have to be at the airport 2 hours ahead of time, which means you have to, wake up at a certain time, travel there, be there 2 hours before your flight. Then you got to wait for your flight. You got to take your flight, which could be another 2 hours. That's 4 hours. Now, you could land on time, or you might have a connection, which could be another hour or 2 hours. So that makes it, what 6 hours?
Yeah.
You make your connection, and, that flight might, sometimes my flights will, my flight to the connection will fly over the city I'm supposed to go to. Like anytime I've flown to New Orleans,
Yeah.
it's Philly to Houston to New Orleans. I was like, can you just give me a parachute? I'll just jump into fucking New Orleans. Please. We're going an hour past New Orleans to go fly backward. So you figure all that, like if I could get a booking within 8 hours,
Yeah.
I could just leave at my leisure. I can, stop, and I don't have to listen to, somebody's crying baby. I don't have to see a stranger's foot creep into my seat from behind me. Just some fucking Frito smelling fucking feet, creeping up.
Gross.
This makes me want to carry mouse traps to snap them on their toes.
Just flick them with your fingernails. Fuck out of here.
But
Fuck out of
do
here.
I wish I was in Texas? Yeah, but man, just the thought of going to an airport is so unappealing anymore. It's just
Yeah, the last time I was in an airport was almost a year ago when I went to California. We went to La Jolla, or San Diego rather, and
I had a pen pal in La Jolla.
really, it's a beautiful place, man.
Yeah, in the 90s. I used to, subscribe. Well, not subscribe. I used to buy Metal Edge magazine. They had a pen pal section.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I had a bunch of pen pals. One I still talk to this day.
Oh, that's
my friend,
cool. Man.
my friend Silene from Paris, France.
Wow,
Well, not Paris, France, but she's from France. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool, man. How long have you been pen pals?
Since 92?
Wow,
92,
we're talking
90,
30 years this year.
something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I went off to wrestling school, and I was like, here's my new address. So she started writing to me while I was in wrestling school. And we lost touch for a little bit, but, then, social media came along, and I found her. I was like, hey,
That's wild.
remember me?
man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I always love rediscovering people from my past. Like there's this guy Mikey that I've known forever. He and I grew up down the same block. We lived on a street called Jonquil Lane in Levittown in Bucks County. And he spent a lot of time in his grandmother's house, which was like a couple, maybe like, I don't know, half a block up, right? Him and his brother Kyle and me and my brothers, we all used to play together and everything else. And we moved out of the town, moved to our new place, and I didn't hear from him for a while. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if I found him on Facebook or if I found him on Twitter. And I was like, holy shit, it's you. Like, I can't believe I found you. And here he's doing stuff with like MTV, and he tried out for Tough Enough. And he's like, he's doing something with American Ninja Warrior now too. And he's like, I don't know. He's doing all types of crazy stuff, which I figured he would, but it's just wild to be like, man, you remember we used to play with our wrestlers together and watch like Hogan Warrior matches in your fucking back room? And it's just fun, man. It's fun to like reconnect with those people from your past.
There's a dude from high school I've been actively trying to find. My buddy Nicholas Calabrese. If anybody knows Nicholas Calabrese, who used to live in Brigantine, New Jersey.
Does he have a brother named Anthony?
I don't know. But he was the coolest dude. Like we were a bunch of we had our own table at the lunch table, and we would just crack jokes and stuff like that. But he turned me on to Pearl Jam. And I had a chance to go see Pearl Jam before they blew up, and I didn't get a chance, but he's like, hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you record the Pearl Jam? Pearl Jam's doing an unplug. Can you record that for me? So I was like, yeah, sure. So I recorded, brought the tape in, and while I'm watching, I'm like, man, this band's really good. And he's like, he kind of turned me on to Pearl Jam, and kind of wish I was. He went to see him at the Troc in Philly. I was like, man, imagine being able to say you saw Pearl Jam at the Trocadero in Philly,
Jesus.
or Dobbs on South Street. You know, Dobbs, the legendary Dobbs. Yeah, everybody's played the Dobbs. There's videos online of like Tool playing Dobbs or Rage Against the Machine playing the Dobbs.
Wow.
Which like the stage was like the size of a postage stamp. And anytime Pearl Jam comes back to Philly, they're like, yeah, man, we love Philly. We remember playing Dobbs. they get the Mick Foley cheap pop, you know. It's just yeah, man. Goddamn. I wish I could have been there for that. But yeah, talk about just trying to find people from your past. Like there's people I see from my past that I could do without.
Well,
but yeah. But that dude, man, if I could find him, I want to shake his hand and give him a hug. Hey, man, what's up? You know, because he really turned me on to some cool stuff. And then, like, we went our separate ways after graduation. And, you know, I've been looking for him. And, you know, hopefully one day we reconnect.
Well, if anybody knows, let us know. We also got to talk about the elephant in the room a little bit here.
Hey, I'm sitting right here, pal.
What? Jeez.
I know I had some.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
No.
Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters passed away suddenly I guess it was last week. How soon was it? It was Monday night, wasn't it? In Columbia?
I'm not sure. No, it was Friday night.
Let's take a look.
It was it was the night before Icons. Icons was this past Saturday. Icons convention. Shout out to them. Me and Mrs. Meanie were sitting in the living room. And we're in the room. She's doing her thing on her computer. I'm sitting there just flipping around. And she just starts like yelling noises like, wait, ho, whoa, 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 whoa. And I don't know what the next words coming out of her mouth are going to be. She said, Taylor Hawkins died. And for a second, I panicked. I thought she said Taylor Williamson. Because, you know, I'm buddies with Taylor. We're buddies with Taylor Williamson, too. But she said, Taylor Hawkins. I went, what? The fuck out of here, right? So you run to the internet like you do. And lo and behold, it's there right there on the Foo Fighters social media. And, he 50 years old, man. Still young. I mean, he didn't look 50 at all.
No.
But, yeah, I think that's just a testament to the fact that he's always played music. Like even when the Foo Fighters weren't playing, he had side projects. You know, he had the one side project I wish I could have seen was called Chevy Metal.
Oh man,
yeah, they just do like you know, random people come up and say like, and Dave Grohl just randomly tour with them at Chevy Metal, and they'll play like a whole like Van Halen set or whatever. But yeah, that hit me pretty hard. Just for the fact that, you know, and of course, you know, somebody passes away, say rest in peace, and there's always, what's your source? The Foo Fighters, asshole. Yeah. That's my source. So, like anything, you know, my first instinct was to put on WMMR in Philly because that's, you know, our main rock station here. And there was a fucking Flyers game on. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Let's see if they say anything, and then like I'm just combing the internet, and you know, you get 7 different stories before you get the official one, you know.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, they just say he was having chest pains and called down to the lobby, and by the time the ambulance got to him, it was just too late. Excuse me, which is just heartbreaking. You know, they were on tour. They're doing a series of Lollapalooza shows down in South America. And one of them got rained out for it. There was some like storm, they got rained out. And they just had an extra day and they're just chilling out. And, you know, he passed away in his hotel room. And, you know, just, you know, it hit me it was kind of up there with, you know, like how I felt when like Eddie Van Halen died and stuff like that, because I was fortunate enough to grow up in the MTV era where, you know, you kind of get to know the performers through like interviews and stuff like that, or, you know, stuff like that. And now more recent, you know, in the current era with like YouTube clips and stuff like that. And you just watch Taylor Hawkins and Dave Grohl and you're like, man, that's like the best friendship ever. I mean, imagine being in the band with one of the best drummers in the world, Dave Grohl, and you're his drummer and he's playing guitar and nobody's going, let Dave play drums. You know, they're like,
Right.
you know, I mean, like, where were you when you heard it? Like, what was your, I was there moment? Like, it's like, you know, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, there's always that where were you moments, and it's just like it sucks that you know he I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but because it really did hit me, and you know I still haven't really processed it. You know, I've seen him on tour like almost every year for the last 10 years, 12 years. You know, first time I saw him, it was a mega bill, like one of those radio station shows at the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
When it was the FU Center, I think it was Foo Fighters, Oasis, and like Beck. And the Foo Fighters just looked like they were having the time of their life. And, you know, Dave was just being Dave, being a comedian. And, you know, you could tell they just got along so well. And then if you get a chance, go on, I think it's on YouTube. But, you know, or various streaming sites, the Foo Fighters documentary, Back and Forth. And you just see, like, the friendship they have and, you know, the ups and downs and everything like that. But they went through a lot. They went through what every band goes through.
Yeah.
And, you know, they more recently just gone to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And, you know, they still had, they could have easily went for another 20 years, you know, but, it's going to suck, man. It's going to suck, you know, realizing that, you know, he's not there. I don't know what they're going to do, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, wrapped it up or, you know, if they, you know, still made albums, you know, Dave can, you know, record drums and stuff like that. You hate to speculate so soon, but, I mean, we're just having a conversation. You know,
Right,
and then yeah. Who knows what happens? I know they just announced they're canceling the tour, so you know, my heart goes out to those guys. I don't know them, but you know, I feel like through the documentaries, through the MTV clips, through YouTube, through everything they've done through their documentaries, because Dave Grohl's an amazing documentarian. Between the Foo Fighters Back and Forth documentary. He did a documentary called Sonic Highways, which was on HBO as a docuseries. And another one of my favorite documentaries, Sound City, about the famous Sound City recording studio, where so many legendary albums were made. But, yeah, man, it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. He was a fucking... From all accounts, he was such a lovable guy. You know, he like the room would light up as soon as he walked into it, and everybody was sad when he left the room. As Stevie Nicks said, as soon as he left the room, everybody was sad because you know we loved being around him. You know, so
he was an incredible performer. I actually got to see Chevy Metal play.
Really?
With Run the Jewels. So it was Run the Jewels, Chevy Metal, and Freeway, the rapper Freeway from Rockefeller. And they did something called the 215 Block Party, which was like Goose Island, and Run the Jewels released a specific beer for Philadelphia. And the Foo Fighters and Run the Jewels had done a couple of shows together. They had done like some stadium tour or they did a stadium show in Atlanta, I believe it was. And they did covers of David Bowie, Van Halen, and there was somebody else they did. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they were fucking great. Like, he showed up in this, like, big floppy beach hat, and, like, he just crushed, man. And it was fun. Like, you could tell he was just having a good time, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the Foo Fighters play twice in a week. in the summer of, it was either the spring or the summer of 2018. They were at the, I guess it's the Waterfront Music Pavilion now, but it used to be the Tweeter Center, and then it was BB&T. They played
That was
there.
That was the year Dave broke his leg, right?
No, that was 2017. I think was the year that he broke his leg. This was after that.
Okay.
So I had connected with their publicist to do some photos for Live for Live Music, and for whatever reason I couldn't do the show in Philly. So I saw that they were playing in Pittsburgh like a couple of days later, like a week later. I said, hey, can I do the show out here instead? He was like, yeah. He's like, so he reached out and got me on the list and everything. And I'm telling you, man, they played with the Struts opened. They do that song Body Talks and Body Talk, whatever it's called. And they were fucking great. And then the Foo Fighters were just absolutely out of control great. But one of the things that stands out from me, besides the fact that I feel like I gained 20 years of life standing that close to Dave Grohl, was the fact that Taylor Hawkins, during almost every show, he would do this like crazy drum solo where they would like lift him up and he was like on the platform and they would do this like crazy wild ass drum solo. And I got to see it from the crowd when I was in Philly. And I thought, oh, they have a typical show. Like I'm not going to be, like I know what's coming. And then I watched it again in Pittsburgh and I was just as impressed and just like as awestruck as I was watching in Philadelphia. And that like to me speaks to it's a testament to the artistry of what he did. And there's very few people who can do what Taylor Hawkins did musically and contribute as much as he did. But they were incredible. And I was scheduled to take photos again this year at their show at the Link on July 24th. Mm-hmm. I had already spoken to their team and got, approved. I think I got approved for the photos at the Link. And so unfortunately that show is canceled. But you had mentioned before that they may be done. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they wrapped it up like, okay, let's, how are we going to continue without Taylor? Which makes sense. I mean, it's different when you have a lead singer like Sublime replaces with Rome and, Alice in Chains replaces and, that's Stone Temple Pilots has switched out like 16 different lead singers. But I mean, somebody like Taylor Hawkins is going to be extremely difficult to replace. The only one I thought of that they were going to actually tour, the only person that I could think of that could even hold water with Taylor would be Travis Barker. He would be the only person that I can think of off the top of my head that would be able to continue that showmanship.
I have two names, and one is Travis Barker, because fucking Travis Barker's a maniac on the drums.
He's a menace.
Yeah, he just him and Post Malone just did a whole Nirvana set, and Travis was playing all the Grohl stuff. Like, holy shit, Travis Barker could definitely pull off Taylor stuff, and the fact that they were pretty tight.
Yeah,
he had a pretty moving tribute to Taylor. He's like, he came to see me when I was working as a trash man, playing shitty clubs, and give me all the confidence I needed to become a drummer. So I think he would become like a touring drummer in his honor. The other name, which might be hard to pull off, but if there's anybody who can play the drums excellently, and sing, would be Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam. And for the fact that, Matt Cameron used to be in Soundgarden. He's currently in Pearl Jam, and he would alternate between Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and, do alternating tours and stuff like that. But him and Taylor had a side project together. Imagine being two of the best drummers in the world, and you get together to sing songs and play every instrument on the album. But definitely Matt Cameron and Travis Barker. They're the only two who I could see go out and play with the Foo Fighters, and the crowd would be like accepting of it, I believe. You know what I'm saying?
Vanessa in the Pod Squad said that Queen's Roger Taylor might step in. I could see that. That would be
awesome.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome. Again, him and Taylor are pretty tight. Taylor, fawned over his love for Queen. So
yeah.
And he got to sing Queen with Queen.
Man.
Roger Taylor and Brian May got up on stage with the Foo Fighters, and Roger played the drums and Brian played guitar, and Taylor got up front and sang, which is, that had to be like the ultimate dream come true, you know?
I'm sure, man. It's really a shame. The other thing I was thinking is I have what I call my threes club with concerts, and it's the very small list of artists that I've seen 3 or more times. And Foo Fighters was going to be on that list this year with this the show at the Link, and disappointed, man. I'm sad because it's just such a loss, and I mean everything I feel like they've ever put out is just fantastic. I've enjoyed everything, all their musical output, and it's a shame to lose somebody, you know, so abruptly and so quickly like that. But
and so young, and full of energy. I mean, they there's a video of their last show with Taylor. And MMR played one of the songs he sang. He sang Queen, Somebody to Love. And it's almost fortuitous in a way. Because Taylor comes up front and he's like, and Dave Grohl gets behind the drums. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Grohl, you know, greatest drummer in the world. If it wasn't for Dave Grohl, I'd be delivering pizzas. Or he said, if it wasn't for Dave Grohl, I'd be the drum rep at a local guitar center, you know?
yeah.
Like, he was kind of giving Dave his flowers, you know, and then before you know it, you know, a couple of days later, he's gone. And one of the most touching things, you know, before Taylor passed was there's a 9-year-old girl. I forget what city it was, but she was a huge Foo Fighters fan, huge Taylor Hawkins fan. And her goal was to meet Taylor Hawkins. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to go down to where they're staying, bring my drum kit, and start playing. So she brought her drum kit and started playing. And before you know it, out comes Taylor Hawkins. And there's video of it. It's really cool. And he comes out and, you know, they pose together for a photo and stuff like that. And, you know, he blows kisses to the crowd and goes back in. But it's such a cool moment, you know, that Taylor would do that and come out, and the smile on the kid's face was like $1 million smile, you know, just you know, amazing stuff. But yeah.
Well, I will try to find a way to transition, because these conversations feel like they happen a lot recently. You know, Scott Hall and now Taylor Hawkins, and it's like, well, let's break it up with a fart. You know, it's like, well, this is uncomfortable. But yeah, I mean, there's no good way to transition from that, and you know, it's just another reminder of our impending mortality and how quickly I feel like, I don't know if you feel like this, but the older I get, the more I think about where it's like, you know, he's 50, right? And when I was a kid, that felt like super old, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be 37 this year, and I'm not that far away from 50, man. I'm 13 years away from 50. And it's like, I got to 40. I got to almost 40 that fast. And it's like, I still have so much life to live, you know? And it's just the concept of, again, I know we talked about this a couple times on the show, but every time this happens, it just fucking blows my mind, and I can't rationalize that.
Shit, I'll be 49 in May. Wow. And I don't feel it.
No.
I mean, I have aches and pains like everybody else, but you know, I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, is this an age related pain or a wrestling related pain? You know, just Oh, also, go online and look up Mammoth WVH. Wolfgang Van Halen and his band did a super awesome version of My Hero as a tribute to Taylor. And fucking talk about fucking prodigy. And then fucking, you know, Wolfgang ripped my heart out posting a photo of, you know, Taylor with him and his father, Eddie Van Halen. I was like, oh my God. Just fucking tore my heart out, you know? Just, but there's a lot of cool tributes to Taylor. Mostly everybody did, you know, My Hero, which makes the perfect sense because that song starts off with Taylor's drums.
Yeah, that song, iconic record.
Yeah, Yeah, Taylor was like the living version of the drummer from the Muppets band, Animal. You know?
That is a great fucking reference, man.
Yeah, and he was such a fucking historian. Fucking, like, he would play drums with Eddie Van Halen striped, shorts on, or one tour I saw them, and he had a drum head with just a photo of Alex Van Halen. It's just like, I just want to hug this guy. I just want to hug him. I want to tell him I love him, and dude, I wish I could have met him, just to tell him how much I appreciate and love that guy, because he just looked like the biggest sweetheart.
Yeah. One of well, we're not going to transition any ad reads this week, but I will transition into someone else that we love. Bray Wyatt, also known as Wyndham Rotunda, posted something on his Instagram feed last night.
Is this breaking news?
It is, and answered 6 questions about what he's been doing and where he has been. And someone asked him,
"Who is your daddy and what does he do?"
What does he do? They want to be wiping the tushies. There is no bathroom.
It is not a tumor.
So somebody asked him, just flat out, "Are you fighting Seth Rollins this year at WrestleMania?" And his response was, "I love Seth. I love him so goddamn much. Me and him will make up for that one day. And when we do, everyone will understand that wild horses are meant to run free." He got another question. "Are you going to wrestle again?" And his response was, "I will always love wrestling. I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life without stepping in the ring again and hearing that roar again. I think about it often. Everything has to be in place, though. Like I said, timing is everything." And the last question was, "Where is the Fiend?" And he answers, "You know where." So very cryptic responses from Wyndham Rotunda, the former Bray Wyatt. But it sounds like he will not be back anytime soon into wrestling. But I will say, for a hot second there, I thought maybe the Fiend was showing back up at WrestleMania this year. It's like, well, if it's not going to be Cody.
But if he is showing up, why would he spoil it on his Instagram?
Right.
Like, haha, you got me. Yeah. I'll be there. Why? He's doing the Blue Meanie school of no selling, and not that he needs my help. I just saw his brother the other day at Icons. My God, they're spitting image of each other.
Yeah,
and I think WWE dropped the ball with not having Bo be part of his deal, but
yeah,
he's been putting out some really cool videos. It looks like he's been making a movie of some sorts, because like these mini trailers he's been putting out on his YouTube page have been really, really cool looking, and he's got a creative mind. Yeah, besides the fact that I think he's 3rd generation between Blackjack, Blackjack Mulligan's it. Yeah, and Barry Windham's his uncle, through marriage. I mean, Mike Rotunda married Barry Windham's sister, I believe.
I think that's how it works, yeah.
Yeah. So talking about a fucking learning tree there,
Seriously.
Besides the fact of being just young and talented and stuff like that, he's got so much left in the tank, creatively. I'm sure we'll see him again, and maybe at his own pace or whatever. But, everybody assumed, that's the thing too. Everybody assumes, once you leave there, you're going to go to AEW. So, he's made, he's living comfortably. He doesn't have to force anything soon, and he do things at his own timetable. But, I was unaware of his Instagram post. But, great dude, man. Great dude. I got to hang with him for a little bit at a WWE event, and, just talk to him here and there. Nothing recent, but just to listen to him talk and his ideas is just he's great. And, hopefully we see him soon. So for selfish reasons, because I enjoy his work.
Yeah. My oldest son, James, is like his biggest fan in the entire world. I got him one of those virtual meet and greets for his birthday. Awesome. With Bray Wyatt, and the video, like if you see his face right as Bray comes on the screen, James is just like, Like his eyes get super big, like they're gonna pop out of his head, and he just is like, I don't know what to say to you right now. And he was just the coolest dude, man. You know, he's just so nice. And I had Jason Baker, the graphic artist and the designer who helped him create like the Firefly Funhouse puppets, and had him on Foundation Radio last year, and he invited James and I to come by, Callosum Studios rather. And, James got to play with the Ramblin' Rabbit puppet and see Mercy the Buzzard and, some of the Fiend masks and shit that they made, the burnt one. And, man, the kid was having the time of his fucking life. So it was cool to see, like, the creative process behind that and, like, how, learning some things about what they did. And it was really fucking cool. But, I'm excited to see what happens with him next. Obviously, he's not going to spoil it. Becky Lynch did something similar in an overseas interview where they were chanting. Reporter asked her, they're chanting for you-know-who, being Cody. And she's like, she no-sold it completely. She's like, oh, no. They're talking about Colby. Colby is his government name. And they love him so much that they want to refer to him as Colby and not just Seth, And, man, I was like, I said to my wife, I was like, this is fucking great. This is exactly the way to do this, man. But, I'm excited to see what's next for him, man. But I know the fan in me is always waiting to see what's next. But Vanessa wants to know, what do you think about WWE possibly saving Cody Rhodes for the Raw afterwards? I feel like we've been talking about Cody Rhodes for weeks, man. And I just want to, I just want him to fucking show up already. Dude, if Here Comes the Money hits, when Vince is in the ring with Seth Rollins, I might piss myself, dude. The greatest troll of all time.
The biggest troll and the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania.
God damn. We fucking got him.
Dude, that would be fucking great. It would be great for the people in attendance.
No, dude, the place would fucking burn to the ground.
Well, I hope so, because it's the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. So, fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right. Forever and ever and always.
That would be awesome. Shout out to Vanessa from our pod squad. You can watch us each and every week live as we do this at patreon.com/MindandMeanie. And it's folks like, our fine our pod squatters that make this possible.
That's right.
But we've been talking about Cody a lot. And it's just it wouldn't be above Vince to say, I call the shots, pal.
Meanie.
How great! Here comes the money, and he comes out with the greatest in the world statue from Saudi Arabia on a wagon that he's pulling to the ring.
With the European Championship around his waist. Yep.
Oh, dude,
fucking pop.
Fucking book it.
Blue Meanie, you have my word. This won't happen. Nothing will happen.
Meanie, you have my word that as the owner, if Shane comes to the ring, you can burn Jerry World down.
You'll be wearing the European title.
Fucking bring that back. Why not?
Right? Yeah, dude. Let's fucking roll that shit out. Give it to Roman Reigns already. Just be done with it. Get it over with.
Talk about the, people still pop for us the European title, even though it hasn't been around forever.
Dare I say my favorite European champion, though, would be Diamond Dallas Page, friend of the show.
Was he?
I mean, he was great with it. My favorite really is Owen Hart.
My favorite, no shock, would be Al Snow.
Clearly.
Because he would come out as different people from, Europe.
Yeah.
He came out as Grease. He's wearing like a John Travolta outfit from the movie Grease.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, just.
How is Al? Is he all right in the green room now? Is he doing all right?
I don't know.
No funny smells, right?
No, I think he figured out how to leave and re-enter.
Oh, God, I hope his ass is all right from those sugar-free Haribo gummy bears we gave him. That was about a year's worth. He's gonna be pretty sore, man. I gotta tell you, he's eating them. He's eating them like
it's the shits.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Dude, I every time I think I see those gummy bears out in the wild, I'm tempted to buy a pack just to unclog myself.
Every time I'm at the store, if I see him, I send Meanie a picture. I'm like, I'm going to grab these and send them to Al. Little Jimmy's going to be at WrestleMania this year. He says, I'm going to be up at WrestleMania high up in the nosebleeds. But do you know what you call someone who has tickets in the nosebleeds at WrestleMania? Someone who went to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So fucking enjoy it, dude. I am hopeful that next year I will be able to go to a WrestleMania. It's going to be in Los Angeles, so I definitely have places to crash. But I am hopeful that I will be able to go and enjoy a WrestleMania next year. But also, go Birds. Shackelford says so.
Yes, sir.
Look, man, I don't know what's going to happen if Cody Rhodes doesn't show up, but I think a lot of us are just like working ourselves into a shoot, brother.
Yeah.
And
full disclosure,
nobody fucking knows.
Full disclosure, we're recording this on the Friday before because we're so timely. The show usually comes. The show usually comes out on like a cornerstone of my life that we don't even fucking acknowledge. Oh, it's Monday. It's the day I fucking left home to go become a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm glad we didn't talk about that on the show. Just I'm such an asshole. I should keep a track of these things.
Hey, man. Hey, it happens, dude. It happens. But listen, I'm hopeful that Cody Rhodes, if I'm speaking to future Adam and future Meanie, I'm hopeful that Cody showed up and everybody had a blast. And if he didn't, then we're going to talk about it this week coming up. But
Cody comes out with the face shield.
Oh man. If he comes out, dude, and it's not the fucking American Nightmare shit, people are gonna be like, "Oh, it came out with something different." No one's gonna be happy. Whatever they do, man, whatever they do, you just know for sure, fucking Twitter's gonna explode. No one's gonna be happy. Everybody's gonna be pissed. There's gonna be thought pieces and shit. Like, guys, just enjoy the fucking show, for God's sake.
Spoiler.
God.
Yeah. Every year, I'm never watching WWE again until I watch it next Monday at 9 p.m. on USA Network.
Yep. Every single time, man. One thing
I'm canceling my subscription for the 15th time.
Yeah. Okay. This is what all of you sound like saying that.
Is that me or your
regular Arsenal's like?
Is that mine or yours?
That's mine. These are yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fucking beef.
Jesus Christ. What's that smell?
Yeah.
But I wanted to chat with, what does it say? So Jimmy goes, what do I tell Mr. Host of Fight TV when I see him? Tell him to come home. Yeah. He's been gone. We want to know where Daddy is. Where's Dad?
Real Josh.
Real Josh. When's Real Josh coming home? This fucking other guy's a shits.
It's the shits.
But I wanted to just quickly touch on one thing real fast before we get into Ask Meanie. Was a tweet that Ricochet put out the other day about people approaching him in the airport and waiting for him to come off the plane and people being rude about, approaching him and stalking, essentially stalking them and telling him to go away. And right after that, a couple minutes later, a guy posts a photo of him with Ricochet. And Ricochet just looks so fucking pissed in the photo. And it's probably the reason that that Ricochet tweeted it. And I sent it to Meanie, and I was just like, come on, guys. Like, please don't be like this. Like, yes, Blue Meanie is a wrestler. He entertains you every week. And Ricochet is the Intercontinental Champion. But, like, these guys are fucking human beings, right? They're doing, like, red eyes to every city in the fucking planet. And you're going to show up and shove pictures in their face. Stacks of them, right? We're not talking about like kids or casual fans, right? People who walk up and see them and like, oh shit, that's the Blue Meanie. Hey, what's up, man? Like, I feel like that's different, right? Like, how do you feel? Let's talk about that. Let's explore that real fast. How do you feel about Ricochet's tweet?
I think it got blown out of proportion where people are making it sound like he doesn't want any fans, approaching him, which is not the fucking case. His case is just these professional fans, so to speak, who will print out, 200 photos of the same photo and expect you to sign each and every one of them so they can go and sell them on eBay. That's the kind of people he saw. I mean, CM Punk talked about this in the Pipe Bomb promo.
Right.
I experienced this, and I've seen Steve Austin go through it during an Attitude Era. A guy walks up with a stack of Steve Austin 8x10s. Hey, Steve, can you sign these? He's like, I'll sign one of them, because he knows people are going to flip him. Now, if, folks were smart, these people were smart, approach them with your photos and a couple bucks. Because if you're going to turn around and sell these photos and make money off their likeness, which they're essentially you're asking them to work for you for free.
Right.
You go up to Ricochet with, 2 Benjamins and go, hey, sign this stack. I'm pretty sure he would sign them because, or I'm not putting his price out there. I don't know what he would do, but hypothetically, if you, or say, hey, how can I schedule a private signing with you where you pay a guy X amount of dollars to come to a room and just sign a bunch of stuff? You're trying to do business with somebody, but you don't want to pay the person for their work. Ricochet works hard at being Ricochet.
Right.
Whether it's what he does in the gym, what he does, with his, look, with his tattoos or his move sets and stuff like that. I tell this to everybody, in the wrestling business, you are your own business. I am the Blue Meanie. I am a subsidiary of whoever I work for and a satellite to whoever I work with, I am a business. And with any business, with any transaction, somebody should get paid. So Ricochet wasn't saying, hey, don't approach me. Don't be a fan and approach me. Ew, fans, yucky, yucky. No, he was just saying, hey, if you're going to come, don't come up to me and expect me to sign like 200 8x10s.
Right.
Which you're just going to turn around and flip and sell on eBay,
Which is not unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable request to not do that to people.
Yeah. Like I kind of felt it a little bit. It was like they hang out at the hotel. I was like, which, it's something I kind of used to do when I was a kid. But I wasn't, again, I was just like, hey, can I get a photo? And, and it's stuff like that, just not, can you sign like the stack of photos that I'm going to flip,
Right.
Every now and then I post my I have a book I call my Mark book with all my photos of when I was a fan, posting, meeting the wrestlers and stuff like that. But I always did it in a respectful way. I didn't go up to somebody while they're about to put a fork to their mouth to eat in a restaurant, if you catch them in the lobby and, hey, can I get a photo? Or just be respectful about it, but don't expect that, somebody, they don't owe you to sign 200 photos, which you're going to flip on eBay or whatever gimmick table, if you're renting a vendor table at a convention and stuff like that, be a bit, if you're going to try to make money off these wrestlers with the photos, be a business person about it. Approach them, say, is there a way I can reach you to do a private signing, and then work out the details there. But, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, it's not the best time to, approach a stranger. It's bad enough, they fly you out in the first flight, after, the morning after the loop ends.
Right.
And you're just worried about making your flight. You're worried about getting to the airport in time. You're worried about making your flight. You're worried about, oh, my God, did I leave anything in the room? I got to go through security. Oh, my God, I got to get to the gate. Oh, my God, is my connection going to make it? Oh, my God. I just said it earlier. I don't care if I ever go into an airport ever again for a wrestling gig because I see all these, people get stranded. There's so many things to go through your mind when you're a wrestler and go to the airport and you just want to go home for a day or 2 days before you have to go back out and do everything over again. Now I got this guy, coming at me with a stack of photos and expects me to just sign these for free so he can make money off my likeness.
Right.
It's only appropriate that, take care of the boys,
Meanie,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to.
Ask me something.
Got a couple of questions. Don't forget, like I said, tweet us at Mind of the Meanie with your questions. We're going to start with one from a friend of the show, Mark in Dryden. He says, "Morning, guys. I just heard the Steiner brothers are going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Does Meanie have any good stories about either one of them or any favorite matches of theirs?"
Oh, dude, I love the Steiner brothers. I was trying to find my high school yearbook because, in your high school yearbook, you put your favorite memories, and it's, Brian Heffron wants to be a pro wrestler / meet Van Halen. But in the actual body of the fucking post, I put all my favorite things, and Steiner brothers were definitely, that tag team was definitely one of my favorite tag teams. Still is, I mean. But, yeah, probably my favorite match is Steiners versus Nasty Boys from Halloween Havoc 1990 in Chicago. Just because, the match was amazing. Paulie on the mic doing play-by-play was amazing. These guys can walk down the street with $100 bills taped to their forehead. Nobody messes with them, And, yeah, it was just an amazing match. And then also, I love the stuff they did in Japan with Suzuki and Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki. When WCW was doing those joint shows with New Japan and they did the pay-per-views and stuff like that. Matches like that made me kind of like seek out and start tape trading, Japanese matches and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah, dude, I'm so happy the Steiners are going in. Hopefully they can let Braun Breaker become Rex Steiner. Or,
Just thinking the same thing, man. Let that fucking guy have his name already, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. So hopefully they do something with that. But, yeah, love the Steiners. I love that they're going in. And it's long overdue, as most of them are.
Now, what do you think, as a follow-up, 1B to that question, how wild do you think Scott Steiner's speech is at the Hall of Fame? Do you think they're going to let him talk, or do you think they're going to make Rick do all the talking?
Nah, I'm sure they'll both say something. I'm sure Scott will keep it tame. I'm sure a lot of the things he said was just to, get a reaction.
Yeah.
The worst reaction you get in pro wrestling is no reaction. So he was just saying stuff to get a reaction. So, and that's tonight, right?
That's tonight. After SmackDown on Peacock, they're gonna do the ceremony on Peacock. But Meanie, I forgot. I got to crack my seltzer here. We both remembered our gimmicks today. I have my Zevia 0-calorie soda, black cherry. John.
I got my LaCroix key lime.
I'm gonna send a memorial fart here to Josh down there in Texas. Give him 2. And
that's like the beginning of Bon Jovi's "It's My Life."
That's. I wish we had a Stern editor who could do those songs like that, dude.
I wish we had a Fred.
Yeah,
Stern.
we absolutely need a Fred Norris. All right, let's crack these bad boys. Let's do it Sandman style. 3, 2, 1. Delicious.
Picked the wrong week. They clipped my fingernails.
Pinkies up, friends. Oh, it's so yummy. So
I needed
good.
that because my chest is on fire.
A little seltzer kiss right there. All right, Pod Squad member Schlichter, Andy Schlichter wants to know.
Schlichter!
What, if any, promotions are left on your bucket list to wrestle for?
Man. I don't know if any promotions, but I would love to do something in Japan or do something in Australia. I've been fortunate enough to go over to England, and I had my first match in Canada, which is kind of cool. I would love to go to either Australia or Japan. As far as promotions, do maybe one more thing in WWE, even like a cameo or something like that, like the next Raw in Philly. If they're doing something with the 24/7 belt and say somebody runs out of the arena, to get away, and they're trying to keep the belt, and they accidentally run by the ECW arena and run through the doors, and I'm there,
Dude. Pop.
Yeah. We they're running around the corner. I'm walking around the corner. We bump into each other, and I do a quick schoolboy 1, 2, 3, celebrate, and then the person chasing them catches up to me, rolls me up 1, 2, 3, and then they run out of the arena. Then the next step, they're running down the street Rocky did down by Pat's and Gino's, with the trash cans on fire and stuff.
If you fucking win the 24/7 title, you absolutely know that I'm going to add that into our intro, right? Like, I'm going to add that into the read. Former 24/7 champion.
I'm mad I never pitched myself for the hardcore title because,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have made perfect sense.
Being former ECW and stuff like that, and the plunder and the gimmicks that happened during that match.
Yeah.
And I kind of pitched ideas for it for, when Al was champion and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if I could do one more cameo WWE or stuff like that, that'd be cool.
Little Jimmy from Nebraska wants to know: do you think tonight Taker's going to be dressed in his full Undertaker gimmick or just in a regular suit?
He'll be normal. He'll be Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
I can't see him coming out in full regalia, especially now that he's kind of let his guard down and he's starting to talk a little bit freely. He wants to have something that his kids and future generations can look back on, and I'm sure his children will have children and be like, oh, here's Grandpa, it's always like, since I've been doing that ancestry thing, I've been, looking back at old photos of relatives and stuff like that I didn't even know I had and stuff like that. And you're like, man, I wonder if they sound like me. I don't, here he is going to the Hall of Fame. You would have a, not that they don't have like thousands of hours already of him talking, but just to have that moment of going to the Hall of Fame, which will be, played down the line for future WWE projects and documentaries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he'll be Mark Calloway.
Yeah, we also found out that Meanie and I might actually be related because in my family line, there's a Heffron in the family line. So maybe we're cousins, brother.
Yeah, and I have a 6th great grandfather who died from chronic diarrhea. So
that's true, which means you got to watch your colon, pal. Got to watch out for it. Make sure that gets all the way through deep into the pores there. Vanessa wants to know, oh shit, wait. Seth Rollins versus The Undertaker. Does Seth get squashed this year?
They've done such a build-up to it, I doubt it's going to be that.
Let's ask this way. So let's ask Meanie this way. Do you think it would be, at this point, do you think it could be anybody else but Cody at this rate for Seth?
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. It almost has to be Cody. But
like we said, what happens if it's not?
But the fact that so many people are expecting Cody, I could see them purposely changing the plans just to, not outsmart the fans, but, sometimes, the fans,
excuse me,
spoil themselves sometimes, by guessing correctly, and then, shit, now we have to, exit stage left here and come up with a new plan. But there's such anticipation that it's Cody. It almost has to be Cody.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It has to. Again, we'll find out. We'll know next week when we do our show. But
which night is it? Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, which night is Seth Rollins? Let's go to the Google machine. Hold on.
The Google machine.
Shout out to friend of the show, Conrad Thompson, for giving me that little delightful tidbit to say all the time.
The Podfather.
The Podfather himself. Let's see. What time is as my brother Matthew called him, Sethy Poo. When WrestleMania Saturday, April 2nd. So tomorrow, Mr. McMahon will announce his opponent in the ring. Thank you, Mr. McMahon.
Shout out to Gerald Briscoe, who I love dearly. Gerald's the best.
I got one more question for you, also from Pod Squad member Jeffrey Mitchell. Yo, Blue Meanie. Can you tell the world what they can expect from the latest NXT signing from the Monster Factory, Sloane Jacobs?
Yeah, she's doing good things. She's probably one of the youngest developmental signings. She's 18. She's been training since she was 16. She's going to be doing some good stuff. Great on the mic. I mean, she's ready. I mean, like, over at the Monster Factory when we, train, well, Danny does the in-ring stuff, like where, doing the drills and stuff like that. I'm more of the mental coach. And, once they get to a thing, a certain point when they're actually having matches, then I'll start pulling people aside and give them advice and stuff like that. Just from a patience standpoint, I don't want to sit there and practice top wrist locks for a half hour. I want to give you the meat that's on the bone, and this is what you got to do. And I've had a chance to work with I gotta get used to that new name, but she's really a quick learner. She listens, she follows directions, and it'll probably be a slow burn, just to get her into the system. She already had a match, which I didn't get a chance to see yet. But expect good things from her. She's just naturally, talented and has charisma and stuff like that. Now she's in the WWE system. We teach people, be pro wrestlers, and I try to teach, how to be a WWE superstar. But now that she's in the system, they'll take her to the next level. So, but expect good things from Sloane.
We thank you every week for the questions to us. Don't forget, again, use the hashtag #AskMeanie, and you may hear your question on the show. Hey, Blue Meanie, where can everyone find you on your social media, sir?
You can find me in my bedroom coughing up a lung. Apologies to the folks who have been listening to us hit the cough button. I hit the cough button. I accidentally muted Adam.
I was trying to hit the cough button. Like I was trying to be mindful of it. And the one I just did just like totally snuck up. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to have to, we'll fix it in post. It'll be fine. You won't even hear it. You won't even hear that. You won't even know it's there.
You can find the Blue Meanie on social media across all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, which I haven't figured out yet, at Blue Meanie BWO. You can support the Blue Meanie. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. You can support Mind of the Meanie. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. I think I do that mistake every week. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie, where you can find some great shirts. We have a good one coming based off of last week's episode, the Jovi.
Feel the Jovi.
Yes, because it's my life, pal.
Pal.
If you want to look good, feel good, smell good, go to madcatbeardcare.com and get yourself some blue spruce. They have plenty of great fragrances and beard oils and beard balms and all that stuff there. I love the beard comb that I got from madcatbeardcare.com. I use that every day. Go over there and get yourself some blue spruce. All the money goes to helping cats. Read up on their website. I have a project coming up, which they'll get me a proper read for it, but go to thewrestlingmetaverse.com. It's a really cool project we got coming out. Go to the website, read up on it, and get involved. I think it's going to be probably one of the next big things to happen in wrestling, and that's why I'm proud to get on board at the ground level with this thing. So go to thewrestlingmetaverse.com. And where can we find you, Mr. Barnard?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Go ahead and check us out. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at thisisgoober. Yes, that's my handle. Yes, I'm keeping it. And it's a brand, pal. You can go ahead and check out my other show, Foundation Radio, at foundationradio.net. You can also support the show by subscribing and helping me keep the lights on over at Foundation Radio. You can also pick up a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Foundation Radio and show your support like little Jimmy is doing right now down there in Dallas, Texas. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Yeehaw!
You can also, don't forget, like Meanie said, patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. You can go and support and become a part of the Pod Squad today. You can watch our beautiful faces, heck up phlegm, next week. So for the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order. Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.